talking about openly defying the Constitution, saying he's considering running for a third term, despite the 22nd Amendment limiting a president to 2 terms. He's also ramping up his trade war. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has the latest. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, this would defy the Constitution, but this morning President Trump isn't ruling out seeking another term as president. In some of his strongest comments yet, President Trump says he's considering his options to serve a third term in office.
It's so funny you guys are saying it's a hate crime. I'm literally white Chinese, which means it can't be a hate crime, okay? I'm white Chinese, dog. I'm Chinese in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, okay? I abide by Maoist thought every step that I take.
Office, a breach of the Constitution's 2-term limit for presidents.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm just telling you, I have had more people say, please run again. They said, we have a long way to go before we even think about that.
In a phone call with NBC, Trump saying, quote, there are methods which you could do it, including possibly urging his vice president, J.D. Vance, to run and then cede power back to Trump. The president saying that's one method, but that there are others, too. But a third term would defy the 22nd Amendment of the Constitution.
Oh, it's so funny the way that these guys approach the subject matter when they're like, well, this is unconstitutional. It's like, what has he done that's constitutional? Every night Trump goes to bed and while he's tweeting from the toilet, he's wiping his ass with the Constitution. And you guys are like, well, you know, this is illegal, sir. Yeah, a lot of stuff that he's doing is unconstitutional. Virtually everything he's doing is unconstitutional. It's kind of the entire point of Trump 2 is seeing how far you can go with the shredding of the Constitution. It's kind of everything that we've done thus far, isn't it?
Which says no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. When asked to clarify, Trump doubling down, saying, I'm not joking, but then adding, it is far too early to think about it. Overnight on Air Force One, Trump declining to respond when asked point blank if he's planning to leave office in 2029 and refusing to comment further on specifics. It's an idea the president and his allies have publicly toyed with for months.
I've raised a lot of money for the next race that I assume I can't use for myself, but I'm not 100% sure because I don't know. I think I'm not allowed to run again. I'm not sure. Am I allowed to run again?
Amending the Constitution to run again would require 2/3 approval by Congress and then ratification by 38 states. Democrats sounding the alarm. Congressman Dan Goldman saying this is yet another.
Yeah, we can't amend the Constitution for anything good, by the way, just for this. We can't do that for anything else, by the way. Okay, God forbid. Only for our dear leader, our glorious president, America's own Recep Tayyip Erdogan, dude. Holy moly.
Another escalation in his clear effort to take over the government and dismantle our democracy. Now, this all comes as President Trump this week is poised to upend.
Dems would vote for it just to get Obama. I know. And that is like the terrifying thing that I want to talk about here, okay? If you grew up anywhere outside of the United States of America, outside of like Western Europe, for example, if you grew up anywhere in the third world, in a developing nation, in a second world country, whatever, okay? Outside of Western Europe and the United States of America or Canada or whatever, you know exactly what's going on. It is happening in broad daylight in front of our eyes once again. Okay. And a lot of Americans, on the other hand, cannot comprehend what's going on or are just completely checked out or think it's awesome. And today I'm going to be talking about that because there's a new YouGov poll that showed that Republicans especially do not care about due process at all. Like, not even a little bit. And it's very funny because they don't understand what due process is because when directly questioned about it, they're like, yeah, okay, that's not a great idea. Americans broadly don't comprehend the damages of eroding due process. One of the best parts about the American process in general. I I am horrified at how stupid most Americans are. It's crazy. I'm horrified at how stupid they are. I'm horrified at how angry and resentful the Republicans are to a degree where they are advocating for such things. It's really messed up. But yeah, Democrats allowing Donald Trump to potentially overturn the term limits on presidential runs in an effort to slam back Obama into the race is one of the most idiotic things I've ever thought about. And that is precisely why I think Democrats might do it, because they're fucking stupid.
Global trade, promising to unleash those sweeping reciprocal tariffs. He's dubbed Wednesday Liberation Day. Now, the scope of these tariffs.
Stop calling Americans stupid and educate them. Brother, I do that every day. I try every day. I try every goddamn day of my existence. And I don't know, man. I feel like people are very resilient, very resistant.
And how punishing they will be remains unclear. But the president overnight promised to be, quote, generous. But economists, of course, warn that American consumers will ultimately pay the price for this, that costs could rise on everything from produce to electronics to cars, of course, as Trump's 25% tariffs on all imported cars and auto parts are also set to go into effect later this week, George.
Yeah, and that is hitting markets around.
You're rich. Why haven't you fixed the American education system yet? You're right. It's because I don't want to. Yeah. I'm actually gonna go ban for ban with Billy Boy, Bill Gates, in terms of like rebuilding the American education system as he has destroyed it. Because me and him, we can go ban for ban, you know? We can go M for M. Right? Chatters don't understand how numbers work. I know. Like virtually every billionaire, including very famous ones like Bill Gates, and now the entire administrative apparatus is single-handedly working in the direction of abolishing the Department of Education and destroying American education, a project that has existed in perpetuity for multiple decades before I even came to the United States of America. And you think me, a no motion, comparative broke boy, with respect to the likes of, you know, most millionaires and certainly billionaires, I'm gonna fix it on my own. You got it. It's funny, people think like, I guess like there's a true overestimation of how much money I have. Like y'all really think I got like multiple M's, you know what I mean? Multiple M's in the bank account. I'm talking like 50, 60, 100. And it's funny because obviously that's not the case. But even if I did, it still wouldn't be enough. You know that, right? Like if I had $100 million, it still would not be enough. Elon Musk has so far spent $220 million on this election cycle, and he's still the wealthiest guy on the planet, even though he lost multiple billions from his net worth. And y'all are over here being like, yeah, one guy. One guy that gets voluntary subscriptions from his chat that doesn't even farm. $280 million Elon used in this last election cycle. You're so funny. A funny way to approach this. Yeah. Voluntary donations in the form of voluntary subscriptions in the form of $6 a month, or a free one in the form of a Twitch Prime. And one day we'll be able to go M for M with the Bill Gates of the world. Via $50 million, it still wouldn't be enough, and you claim you're a socialist? No, ironically enough, I'm saying that like that level of unimaginable wealth that I will never have, okay, 100%, that level of insane wealth is nothing. It's not even a drop. Like that's how far out the money and the systems that are designed that we're talking about. And it's so funny that people will come in here and be like, why don't you just save the world? Yeah, I'm trying, dude. This, for me, for someone like myself, this right here, what I'm doing right here every day is in comparison to like spending money on, if I were to spend every dime I had, it would be infinitely less effective than what I do on a daily basis in front of the camera. That's precisely the reason why corporations with multiple M's and B's sometimes, you know, billions of dollars of revenue come to me and they say, hey, can we use this for ourselves a little bit? And in most circumstances, I say no. Let's continue.
On the world. Meantime, the president in that interview also made critical comments of Vladimir Putin.
He did, George, and this is a real change in tone from the president, voicing frustration with Putin. Trump saying he is, quote, very angry and, quote, pissed off that Putin has been criticizing Ukrainian President Zelensky's credibility, something, of course, Trump himself has also done. Now, going further, Trump says he will put more tariffs on Russian oil if they aren't able to reach a ceasefire deal, and he feels Putin is to blame. Those sanctions have proved to be little deterrence in the past, and President Trump does say that he and Putin are likely to speak sometime later this week, George.
Mary Bruce, thanks.
You said you were not joking.
Just in, Trump asked point blank if he was joking about possibly seeking third term. And he's going to say, I'm not joking. And it's going to play itself out in the exact same ways that it always has. Trump's going to say, I'm not joking. I'm being so for real with you. And then every one of his dumbass fans are going to be like, yeah, based. Third term, based. How about a fourth one? How about a fifth one? Put him in a vat. Make sure that he survives. Put his brain in Neuralink. We need it. Based. Trump should keep serving until every Guatemalan is out of this country. Based.